Do not ignore, do not wait. Do not think it will go away. If someone is threatening you, it is serious. It does not matter who it is. It does not matter the reason. If you feel afraid, if something inside you says it is wrong, then it is wrong. Report it. Now. Do not postpone. Do not give space to those who want to control you through fear. Your safety comes before anything else. Talk to someone you trust. Document everything. Go to the authorities. Protect yourself. Do not stay silent. Those who threaten rely on your silence. Do not give them that power. You feel it. In your stomach, in your breath, in the way your eyes scan the room without you noticing. Your body has already sensed the danger before you even accept it. But you insist. You tell yourself that maybe you are exaggerating, that maybe it is just your mind creating paranoia. It is not. The threat is real. It is already there. It is in the way the person talks to you, in the way they watch you, in the way they try to make you feel small and vulnerable. They want this, they want to break you through fear. And if you let them, they will win. But you cannot let them. Now listen to me carefully. You have to act. Pretending nothing is happening will not change what is happening. It will not stop on its own. If someone is threatening you, that person believes they have control over you. You need to take that control back from them. How? Speak. Talk to someone who can help you. It can be a friend, a family member, someone trustworthy. You do not have to go through this alone. Those who want to harm you feed off your isolation. Document everything. Messages, audio recordings, calls, meetings, everything. Do not ignore even the smallest detail. This could be your defense when you need to prove what is happening. Go to the authorities. Do not hesitate. Do not leave it for tomorrow. You may be afraid of what might happen next, but think about what could happen if you do nothing. Protect yourself. Avoid dangerous places. Do not walk alone. Block this person wherever possible. Caution is never exaggerated when your safety is at risk. Now tell me, are you still going to wait? Will you continue to think you can handle this alone? Because the truth is, every minute that passes could be too late. A threat is not a joke. It's not just a simple nuisance. It's a trap being set little by little. The fear you feel is not in your head. It is real. It is a warning that something needs to change now. And if you think ignoring it will solve the problem, you are mistaken. Every day that passes, the person threatening you gains more confidence. They think they can go further. They think you won't react. They think they can corner you. Will you let them? I know fear paralyzes. I know sometimes it seems safer to pretend nothing is happening. But look around. Do you really feel safe? Do you sleep peacefully? Do you live without looking over your shoulder? If the answer is no, then it is already time to act. What you need to do right now, do not give this threat any more space. If you are still in contact with this person, stop. Do not respond. Do not try to argue. You will not convince them to leave you alone with words. What this person wants is not a conversation. It's control. Keep evidence. Messages, calls, notes, anything. If they threatened you in person, write down exactly what was said, date, time, place. What seems like a trivial detail today could make the difference between being taken seriously or not when you report it. Talk to someone you trust. You cannot carry this alone. If something happens, this person needs to know what was going on before. They need to know where to seek help for you if necessary. Report it. This is not an exaggeration. It is not drama. It is a threat. Go to the police, seek protective measures, get a lawyer if necessary. The system may be flawed, but if you don't take action, no one will act for you. Do not underestimate the danger. But this person has never actually done anything. Not yet. The issue is not what has already happened, but what could happen. Don't wait for it to reach that point. And now? Are you going to keep waiting for the worst to happen, or are you going to do something about it? You already understand that this won't stop on its own. You have realized that this threat is not temporary. If you've come this far, it's because you are certain that something needs to be done. So why haven't you done it yet? Fear can be treacherous. It convinces you that reacting might make things worse. But what is worse than living with this constant insecurity? What is worse than losing your peace, your freedom, your right to move freely without feeling afraid? The person threatening you counts on this, on your fear, on your hesitation, on your hope that things will simply return to normal. But listen closely. They won't. You need to take control of the situation now. Don't give this person any more opportunities to get closer. If there is still any kind of contact, end it. Don't warn them. Just cut it off. Block numbers, social networks, any communication channels. This may not prevent the person from trying to reach you in other ways, but it shows that you are not willing to yield. Set up your safety plan. Avoid being alone, especially at predictable times and places. Inform close people about your routine. Have an escape route in mind in case something happens. If possible, temporarily change your habits to make it harder for this person to find you easily. Gather proof, as much as possible. A threat without proof is easily ignored by authorities. So document everything. If it's a note, keep it. If it's a message, take a screenshot and send it to someone you trust. If it's in person, take note of details. Report it. Don't wait. If the threat has already gone beyond words, turned into stalking or something more serious, do not hesitate. Go to the police. Demand that your case be taken seriously. Ask for protective measures. Do not fall into emotional traps. If this person was once a part of your life, they may try to manipulate your feelings. Apologize, promise it won't happen again, but think, it has already happened once. It has already made you feel afraid. It has already taken away your peace. This will not change. You don't need more time to think. You need to act. Every day that passes, the situation may get even more out of your control. And if it gets out of control, it may be too late. Now tell me, are you still going to wait? Or will you take control of your safety? If you have made it this far, it is because the situation has already gone beyond its limits. You feel this. You can no longer ignore it. But you still hesitate, waiting for the right moment. Definitive proof, one last chance for everything to resolve without you having to act. That moment will never come. What is happening now is not normal. It is not a temporary mistake. It is not something you can simply handle with patience. It is a real threat, and every threat has a cycle. First, subtle control, then growing fear. Next, normalization, when you start to believe that this is just your new reality. Until something serious happens, something you swore would never get to this point, but it will. If you keep waiting, if you keep pretending that you can handle this alone, if you keep giving this person space to believe that they have some power over you, that power will grow. Don't be the next victim. Do this now. Break the silence. The first step to getting out of this situation is to speak up. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't try to carry this weight alone. This person is already trying to isolate you, and if they succeed, it will be even harder to escape. Choose someone you trust and tell them everything. Do not diminish the details. Do not try to justify this person's actions. Be clear about what is happening and how you feel. If possible, involve more than one person. The more people know about the threat, the less alone you will be if something happens. Anticipate. Do not wait for something to happen. You cannot wait for the worst to then act. The worst needs to be avoided before it gets to you. Change your routine. Avoid taking the same paths every day. Avoid vulnerable places, deserted streets, times with little movement, places without easy exits. Be suspicious of coincidences. This person may try to get closer through other means. They may appear by chance where you are. They may pretend to need something to approach you. Every precaution you take is one less chance for this person to advance. Use technology to your advantage. Enable location sharing with someone you trust. Have an emergency contact on speed dial. Record conversations, save messages, take screenshots. Set up your cell phone for quick audio recording in case of need. If this person has already crossed the line from words to direct actions, you need evidence. Without it, it will be harder to be taken seriously when you seek help. Do not believe in promises. If this person has already threatened you, tried to control you, made you feel fear, they have already shown who they really are. They may say they are sorry. They may beg for a second chance. They may even try to blame you. But understand, this is not remorse, it is manipulation. The only way to end this is by cutting this person out of your life completely. No conversation will change what they have already shown they are capable of doing. Do not wait any longer. Report it. It doesn't matter if the threats have not yet materialized into physical violence. It doesn't matter if it is just intimidating behavior. If you feel fear, that is already reason enough to act. Go to the authorities, ask for protection, seek legal support. If you think doing this might provoke this person, remember, you are not the one instilling fear. You are not the one crossing the lines. You are not the one at fault. You are not to blame for being in this situation, but you do have responsibility for how you get out of it. The question now is, will you act today or wait for a tomorrow that may not come? With every minute that passes without action, this person gains more ground. The fear grows. The feeling of helplessness sets in, and, without realizing it, you start to get used to this reality. You start accepting small acts of control, small invasions, small threats that build up until suddenly everything spirals out of your control. But it hasn't spiraled out yet. There is still time. There is still a way out. But you need to act now. What else do you need to know before it's too late? This person won't stop on their own. If it has reached the point of threatening you, that means this person believes they can, that they have power over you, that you will not react. This is not an impulse, it is not a momentary error, it is a behavior pattern. And if this pattern has already reached threats, what prevents it from going further? Don't fall into the illusion that time will solve this. It won't. You don't need someone to tell you you're in danger. You know it. If your breathing becomes heavy when this person appears, if your heart races when you receive a message, if you feel cornered, observed, insecure, if any part of your routine has changed out of fear, then this situation has already crossed the line. You don't need an extreme event to validate what you're feeling. If something inside you says that this person is a threat, then it is because they are. Not isolating yourself is crucial. Isolation is one of the most dangerous weapons this person can use against you. If you stop telling others what's going on, if you convince yourself that no one will understand you, if you think you're overreacting and need to handle it on your own, then you're exactly where this person wants you to be, vulnerable. Break this cycle now. Speak up. Ask for help. Involve trusted people. Stay in touch with friends, family, co-workers. The more people know about the situation, the less control this person will have over you. Protect yourself in every possible way. Never walk alone. Avoid predictable schedules and routes. Always have a means of communication accessible. Keep someone informed about your daily routine. Have an escape plan for any emergency situation. This may seem extreme now, but imagine what can happen if you ignore these measures. The question is, do you want to take that risk? You need to make this threat stop. And there's only one way: reporting it. Seek protective measures. File a police report. Consult a lawyer if necessary. Demand protection. It doesn't matter who this person is. It doesn't matter what they have meant to you. From the moment they became a threat, your only responsibility is to protect yourself. What else needs to happen for you to make this decision? What are you waiting for? Your safety cannot be postponed. If you've read this far, it's because deep down you already know. The threat is real. You feel it in your body, in your vigilance toward any suspicious movement, in your hesitation to open messages, in your racing heart when a specific name appears on your phone screen. This is not an overreaction. This is not paranoia. This is a warning. And every minute that passes without action is one more chance for this person to believe they can continue, and they might go further. What more do you need to know to act? There is no harmless threat. If someone makes you feel afraid, controls you, pressures you, intimidates you, it has already crossed all limits. Many victims of threats spend too much time trying to minimize the situation. They're just angry, it will pass. It was just talk, I'm not sure if she would actually do something. I also made mistakes, maybe I provoked this. Stop. None of these justifications change the fact you are being threatened, and if this person has reached this point, it's because they believe they can. The question is, are you going to continue allowing it? Isolation puts you at risk. If you haven't told anyone what's happening yet, do it now. Choose a trusted person and tell them everything. Don't hide the details, don't feel ashamed. Don't think you're bothering them. This person needs to know to act if something happens, to protect you, to support you at the right moment. Keeping this threat a secret only benefits the person hurting you. Protective measures are not an option. They're a necessity. You need to anticipate now. Avoid empty places and risky times. Change your routine to avoid predictable patterns. Stay in constant contact with close people. Let someone know your whereabouts whenever you go out. Have an escape plan for any emergency situation. If all of this seems like an exaggeration, think, what could happen if you don't protect yourself? You need evidence. If the threat is just verbal and without records, this person can deny everything. They can call you a liar. They can convince others that you are making it up. You can't let that happen. Save messages, audios, screenshots, emails, everything. If it's a personal threat, note down exact details: date, time, location, words spoken. If possible, secretly record conversations. This could be what separates you from an ignored report or guaranteed protection. You have the right and obligation to report. You might fear this person's reaction. You might fear retaliation. You might feel like reporting will make the situation worse. But if this threat has already taken away your peace, the situation is already bad enough. If you don't report it, that person gains more space, more confidence, more power over you. Go to the police, seek protective measures, file a police report, demand that your safety be guaranteed. And if someone tries to convince you not to do it, ask yourself, would that person be in your place now? Would they live with that fear? The answer is no. Now tell me, what else needs to happen for you to make that decision? If you've been in a similar situation, share it in the comments. Your experience can save lives. Subscribe to the channel for more content on security and protection. Give a like so that this message reaches more people who need to hear this now. Your life is worth more than any fear. Take action now.